I don't think that I can live with this part of my house for one more day. We are currently in the front entryway of my home. Behind me is the staircase that we gave the makeover to with the green carpet. And then over here is the laundry room that we made over. But right in between the two is this closet, which we have not talked about because I'm embarrassed. It's bad. And today we're dealing with it finally. Welcome back to the series where I challenge myself to use thrifted materials and a love of all things retro to DIY our family home from this farmhouse to that 70s house. So this closet is the entryway hall closet that serves as the shoe closet, and it has these bifolding doors which always seem to get jammed on stuff. Hold on. This really has no organization system whatsoever. It's a mess of shoes and scarves and hats and mitts. And I really think that I just have a hard time keeping it organized and clean because it's so unaesthetic, unvibey. And I hope you know what I mean when I say that cute spaces are sometimes easier to keep clean. Like when it looks nice, you want to tidy it and style it. But when this is looking at its most organized, it still doesn't look great. So today's task will be to totally reimagine this closet into something that not only functions better, but also just looks way cooler. Okay, so first things first, we gotta get this empty. And as I take things out, it's probably a good time to do a bit of a declutter too, because so many times the reason things get messy is because you just have too many things. It's a hard truth, and I have to tell myself this often. Where do we start? These are my camper burgundy loafers. Got them off Marketplace, practically brand new, obviously keeping. These are some of the nicest shoes I own, although you might not know it. They are Chloe, but like the back is full on like coming undone, and they're all scuffed up. I think I should take these to a shoe cobbler because such nice shoes that are worth repairing, absolutely. These, yes. Okay, you're gonna notice a theme. I have a lot of white booties. They're just my favorite type of shoe to wear. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Isn't that my fourth pair of white boots? I don't need these ones. My other ones are nicer. Donate. Cowboy boots? Yes. I have two pairs. I have a black pair and I have, who wants to guess, a white pair. And I think I shall keep both. You can't go wrong with a cowboy boot. I'm not doing as well as I thought. These are little rubber rain boots. I wore these for so many years, like got good life out of them. You can see the outside layer is peeling off and the elastic is all super stretched out. So these have lived a really good life with me, and I think it's time to let them go. I don't wear this. This is so over the top. Who is this girl? Not me. We can let this one go. Oh, I was looking for this. I don't mind this one as much. This one's kind of fun. It works well with the hair color, okay? Maybe we'll keep one. I think that I don't need to keep every single one of these scarves. Oh, the colors in this one are good. And this one is so freaking soft. What is a girl to do? What is a girl to do? I don't know. I have some decisions to make. I'm gonna work on that and I'll come back to you in a bit. So I am here to report that I am donating 7 pairs of shoes. I feel very good about that number, but we're not done yet. I'm actually gonna start taking apart this closet because I wanna totally redo it. So shelves out, door off, and maybe even further. Okay, it is day 2 and I want to remove even more. If you're familiar with the other makeover projects that I've done in my house so far, then you'll know that a lot of what this home is made of is this paneling that's been painted this gray color, and it's really not in good condition. I so wish, like so many times, that the situation with this home is that this was just drywall that was painted in like the awfulest color, because it would be so easy to just have to deal with repainting. but dealing with redoing the literal walls every time, it's getting to be a lot. It really is. So even though I told myself this was going to be an easy makeover, it just makes sense to redo the walls and the ceiling while we're already here, making a mess. Future me will thank me for this. We have talked about it before, but just in case there's still any concern, we know for sure these are not asbestos tiles. They're basically like thick cardboard. I'm adding in some new studs to get this closet nice and square and to give me a good base to drywall on top of next. All of this exposed wood is such a vibe when you look at it small on this little camera screen. It almost makes me wonder like why I'm doing more, like stop here. But the truth is that up close, all of this wood is very rough. Because I know, I would wonder the same thing too if I were you. But trust, it's not pretty. And now we are on to drywall, my least favorite task. I swear every time I start this, I wonder why I didn't hire out this job, but this is the DIY life that I have chosen. Last piece, y'all. Last piece. Okay, so yesterday we got the basics done, but today let's talk a bit about the design and what I actually want this space to look like. Okay, I have some photos. I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual explainer. Immediately, first thing I know is I don't want the doors back. I don't want any doors. I love the look of an intentional built-in. It's in so many amazing mid-century homes, like a little recessed nook or closet that's inset into the wall perfectly. So I'm thinking something sort of like this, but I do feel like all of these shoes exposed all the time is a bit overwhelming to look at, and I think is gonna get cluttered really fast. So I'm liking the look of this sort of design that's a hybrid. Shoe storage on the bottom and then coat hooks on the top, because that is an element to this current entryway closet that I think is missing. I would love to be able to put coats here too. But I'm still sort of feeling like this exposed shelving on the bottom has potential to get cluttered and look messy really fast. So what if we were to swap that out for drawers that could be closed? So something sort of like this, shoe storage on the bottom that can be tucked away into a drawer. I am liking this. Obviously we would make it more mid-century and more in my color palette, but we're just talking about how this logistically functions. Now there's been one thing that I've been thinking through recently that I want to try and avoid, and I have this worry that I'm gonna fall into a routine or like a formula for how I do spaces in my home. And I know that on surface level might seem like it makes a lot of sense so that your whole home feels uniform, but I don't wanna feel like I get stuck in a rut, and I don't wanna become, I don't know, I don't wanna lose that spark in my head of like what is new and exciting that I can come up with for this new space. So I guess a fear that I'm working through is like, I don't wanna do the same thing every time. I don't want it to be warm wood, recessed lighting, and an off-white. Because that's not exciting for me, and that's certainly not exciting for you to watch if you know what every space I'm gonna do is going to look like. A lot of some of the really cool retro homes feature wallpaper, and a lot of it, and in very bold patterns and on every wall. That might be like a bit much for me to do an entire room, but what if we could do some funky wallpaper in this closet? It's the perfect like little space to try something out. So keeping all of those elements in mind, I think I have some sort of plan and mood board brewing, but of course we're gonna let the secondhand gods guide us, because I am at the mercy of what I find when it comes to vintage wallpaper or secondhand fixtures or cabinets. I don't know. We'll tackle that tomorrow. But for now, I'm feeling good about this direction. But we can't have this conversation about form without talking about function, and I have one very important, very functional element that I'm adding to this space. And that brings me to today's sponsor, Panasonic Canada. So the front hall is an area of the home that can get very dirty very fast. You have shoes that pile up that can bring in odors. You have jackets that, especially in wetter months, can get very musty. So prioritizing clean air here is a must. This is the Whisper Air Repair, and it's an air purifier that you install directly into your ceiling just as easily as a recessed light. It's always on, so it's continuously cleaning the air quietly. You might even call it whisper quiet. It works through its patented Nano-EX technology, which generates tiny charged water particles. Which, let me explain this a little more. So instead of your traditional air purifier that pulls air through a filter to clean it, this system works by generating microscopic charged water particles that you can't see or feel and sends them out into the surrounding air. These charged water particles inhibit pollutants in your air like allergens or odor molecules by sticking to them and breaking them down so they can no longer affect air quality. Okay, that was extremely easy to install. I'm gonna go put the breaker on. Genuinely, if it weren't for feeling a bit of a cool breeze coming from it, I wouldn't know this was on. It's so quiet. And the great thing about this method is that your air purifier doesn't require any fancy ducting hookups or a filter that constantly needs to be maintained or changed. All of the cleaning work is actually done out here in the surrounding air and not inside a filter. So if you're looking to very easily upgrade the air quality in any space in your home, use that link in the description to get your home a Whisper Air repair. And did I mention it is on sale right now? Good morning. Let's get some paint on these walls. Quick moment of real talk here because we are in the main hallway to the main floor of my home. And as you would have seen in the beginning, the whole space needs to be redone. I took down the entire ceiling. The other wall behind you is that paneling that needs to go too. I'll probably eventually want to do something to the flooring. It's a whole thing. And it's hard because we're in a hallway. Where do you start? Where do you stop? So in today's video, today's project, I'm really focusing on this closet in specific, and that's the thing I really want to get finished. If we see some areas that are unfinished when we're done this video, allow me a bit of grace, please. This little zone is gonna look awesome. Okay, let me get back to it. I just have to say my piece because I know people are gonna say you didn't finish the ceiling, and I'm like, I know, it's coming. It's coming one day. It is. Okay, while this dries, I'm gonna go out and do a little bit of thrifting because according to the design plan, we want some sort of drawer system for the bottom, and then I do have a space up here to put a light. So, of course, some sort of cool wall light for here is on the list. Let's go. Look at this boucle bed frame, really big headboard. This is such a good find. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a lot. This is cool. It's like a ceiling pot light, but it's bigger than you usually see them. Okay, I am back, and I have good news, bad news. Starting with the good news first. Look at this cutie little wall sconce that I thrifted off of Marketplace, $15. I think the chrome in the milk glass is so perfect. Bad news, well, bad news. I couldn't find the perfect cabinet for the bottom of the closet secondhand, but at least I tried. So I did resort to IKEA. You know, when you just need something that's a very specific size, there's always IKEA, and I went there and I found a cabinet that I think will be perfect. So let's see it in the space. So this is from their section line, which I believe is the kitchen cabinet line, but I really liked that the width was almost as wide as this. Now this is the trim piece that I've been using on the baseboards all the way around this area. It's a 1x3, and it would be nice if I could build this up just a little bit so that the drawers aren't gonna hit this and I could still use this same matching piece of trim. I think that should be pretty easy to do. Just on my mid-DIY Facebook Marketplace scroll, and free 500 square feet of flagstone. Where were you like a few weeks ago? Platform is built. Let's get this on here and see if it's looking better. Yes, perhaps. So I did something that I'm hoping wasn't a mistake. As you might know with IKEA, when you buy like some of these modular type pieces that are meant to like go in kitchens and whatnot, you buy all the pieces separately. So you would buy the box, and then you would buy the drawer inserts, and then you would buy the drawer fronts. And it presents itself as a little package when you go to pay for it, but you don't actually have to buy all of the pieces. And so I didn't buy the 2 drawer fronts for this because, as you can see, this unit's a bit smaller than the actual space I have. So to make it look like a true built-in, I'm going to do my own drawer fronts that are the whole width of the way across. But as I was assembling this, I kind of remembered that IKEA is really complicated at times. And I'm hoping I can figure out how to make my own drawer fronts that fit into this system, because it's not as simple as just screwing in regular drawer fronts. Of course it's not. There's a whole system to get them to snap in place. We don't need to go down that spiral together because I've been there. Yeah, I got some figuring out to do. Let me come back to you when I have a little bit more of a solid idea.
And figure it out I did, so let me show you how. It's important that you place the drawer clips meant for the IKEA drawer fronts into the drawer for now, although we will have to take them out later again. This is so I can take some painter's tape and lay it across the entire drawer front area to make a template. Using a pencil, I lightly drew over top of the drawer clips so I could get the exact right spacing on all 12 holes that these drawer fronts require. Make sure to measure where this template needs to sit in relation to the bottom and the sides of the drawer, and then carefully peel off the template. Then, with whatever piece of wood you're planning to use for your custom drawer front, place the template on top and make sure it's centered correctly to the dimensions we took while it was on the drawer. And then you can super easily mark where your screws need to go, because you should be able to see all the circles traced out on the template. I'm choosing to use these little 1/2-inch wood screws instead of the screws that came with the IKEA hardware. You'll need to take those drawer clips back out of the drawers so you can screw them onto the new drawer front. And then all you need to do is just snap in your new drawer front the same way the IKEA drawer fronts go on. I have hit my math limit for the day, so I will see you tomorrow. Good morning! Okay, I have very exciting news because I just got word that one of my favorite thrift stores in the city has vintage wallpaper in stock, and it might be exactly what I'm looking for inside the closet. So let's go check it out. This is Public Butter, one of Toronto's most iconic thrift stores and an absolute must if you're visiting the city. I'll put all their info in the description below. Their newest location is nearly 8,000 square feet of stunning vintage clothing, as well as funky and retro home goods, which you know that's my personal favorite category to thrift for. The folks at Public Butter very kindly gifted me a few rolls of their dead stock wallpaper, and I cannot wait to bring them home and see them in the space. Okay! I have returned and I have 4 different options, and some of them haven't even been opened. So let's do a little vintage wallpaper reveal and hopefully make a decision together. This is option 1, a very strong contender. It's a sort of golden and brown floral print, and what I like about it is that all of the colors are in the same sort of tone and family. So it doesn't feel that busy, even though it is a very busy flower print. Option 2 is this, and this is still brand new in packaging. This one, I have no idea what the print is because I didn't want to open it ahead of time. Okay. So this is your more traditional stripe print, but the orange and the yellow in this is just so cheery, and this just makes me so happy to look at. This is the only one I got that's not flowers, so if we want a more quote-unquote safe option, this would be it. Whatever I don't use here, I'm absolutely gonna do in another space because this is too good. Option number 3, also brand new in packaging. This is like my Christmas. This is Christmas for me. Opening up antique items. Oh my gosh, guys, she's stunning. How am I ever going to choose? Similar to the first one in that the tones are all similar, which I like, but the pattern on this definitely is a little funkier, a little less traditional flower, and more of a psychedelic flower, which I quite like. And lastly, option number 4. This was the smallest of the rolls, but I think it would still certainly be enough to do this area. What do we think? What do we think? Now, this one is interesting because it has a lot of different color options. It has brown and yellow and orange and even some of that
retro green color that I really like. And it might tie in nicely with the carpet of the stairs that's over there. But I would say this is the boldest option because it has so many different colors going on. I think what I'm gonna do is put a poll up on my Insta. The handle is right here, and see what y'all are thinking, because you all know me so well. You sometimes know me better than I know myself, I feel. And I'm curious what direction you all would choose. So let me check in with you in a little bit.
Guys, the poll has been up for a little bit. And when I tell you it's an exact even split between this one and this one, like I would say 50-50, but there's 4 options. So 37-37 split. we cannot seem to agree. So I think how I'm gonna base my decision is purely only on the fact that I just have more of this. There's not a lot of this one left, and I would hate to get started and then realize that I've run out or make a mistake and have to fix something. It's just too risky. So psychedelic yellow and gold it is, and oh, this is gonna be so good. This is the kind of glue that I'm using. I just got this at my local hardware store, and from what I can tell, this paper is the paste the wall method of applying wallpaper, which is very easy. All you have to do is put the glue on the wall the same way you would roll on paint, and then stick the paper to the gluey wall. It seems straightforward. Fingers crossed it goes that well. I'm gonna start with the side because I want the back to roll up into the top and be one continuous piece, so the 2 sides will be their own panels. And also, the sides are lower stakes. We can hide mistakes there, but the main middle part is the part that everyone's gonna see, so I want to get some practice in before we do that piece. Wallpaper glue is always the grossest thing to me, like the color and the consistency, even the smell. It's not it, it's not it. What? Okay. I'm gonna use a brush just to get in the corners really nice, and then a roller for the main part of the wall. What I learned from doing wallpaper when we did the ceiling in the dining room makeover we recently did is you need a lot of this. More is more. The more you have, the easier it will be, because if it's dry at all, it won't stick. Which, by the way, wallpapering a ceiling, 10 out of 10. Looks so cool. If you want to see how that turned out, I will link that makeover for you below. Oh, I have glue in my hair. Good. I love to say this. There's nothing to it but to do it, which means just get started. Okay, now as for the edge here, I am gonna be putting a finishing trim piece on the corner once we're like near the end. So for now, I think I'll just cut sort of about ½ inch away and just fold it over, and then we'll have that trim piece to really cap it nicely when we're done. With the wallpaper now done, it's time to pull this closet together with some finishing touches, starting with staining the drawer fronts and this wooden topper piece that will cover the top of the built-in drawers. To be honest, I'm not totally in love with how the stain took to the drawer fronts. There were some marks in the wood I assume that happened at the planer before the hardware store that became really visible when I put the dark stain on. If anyone has any solutions, please leave them in the comments below, and we'll probably get back to this another day. But in the meantime, I'm gonna carry on by installing these mid-century drawer pulls and installing that vintage light that I thrifted. Look at her. Oh, that's cute. It reminds me of like Wes Anderson hotel chic, and that's my favorite genre of anything ever. Cute, 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 cute. Okay. And lastly, I am hanging up this gorgeous mid-century inspired wall hook, which was handmade by Tusk & Tail Design on Etsy. What a serious upgrade this little entryway closet has gone through. Every time I get to take another corner of my house and totally fix it up and give it all this retro character, it just makes me so happy. And yes, I realize that not every single pair of shoes we started with is able to fit in these new drawers, but don't worry because I have more storage solutions brewing for other areas of that hallway that I want to get to shortly, we hope. Okay, but wait, before you go, I have a very exciting announcement that I've been holding on to that I want to share. TheSorryGirls this year is celebrating 15 years online, and we want to celebrate it with all of you. We are throwing a haunted house party right here in Toronto, and we're inviting you all, and tickets are on sale now. Use the link in our bio for tickets, but there's only a limited amount, so get them while you can. We are looking forward to seeing all of you and your amazing costumes and celebrating this huge milestone together. We're even having a costume contest with a grand prize, so get ready. So that's it. That's all I have. Thank you for watching this video, and most importantly, thank you for all your support over 15 years. This is truly wild. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.